This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless Trading Frank on a rainy, cold evening here on the Jersey City waterfront overlooking New York City. The whole East Coast is submerged by rain, and finally the rain is going away, so my dogs are happy. That makes me happy. Okay. It is approximately 8:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a strategic webinar, which is the weekend webinar, but delayed by one day, which is a good thing because now we know what the face of the market is. This session will be recorded, uploaded to the Google YouTube channel at Clueless Trading. Quick reminder, everyone should follow and click like on the Instagram channel for Clueless Trading. Even if you don't have an Instagram channel, please create one. We need more followers. More importantly, I show some amazing options charts that I don't have time to show during the day on my private Twitter feed that you all as paid members are privy to. But it's great, and it's great for promotional and marketing purposes too. So please feel free to do so. I know many of you do, and I thank you for that. All right, on that note, let us begin. So behind you, as always, as you know, Clueless Trading is not about fluff and fake news and all that stuff. We're all about technicals and trying to understand the fundamental and economic background of what is happening. So let me just point out a couple, just please listen to my words because these are my thoughts. And I'm going to try to keep this short, as I always try to do, the markets now are entering a tricky stage. Tricky in the sense of more emotional tricky than technical tricky. Technically, we are quite overbought, but we could have quick resets like we did today, where the markets ended down 183 points. We are down well below 200 points, and you can see all that in the form of these charts that I kept on posting. So the point is, we are at a point where you need to reduce your long positions to a moderate level. You have to be selective, as I keep on pointing out, on those biotech buyout type of things where you can buy the calls at $1, $2, $3, $4, because any day you could have a huge buyout. We have had 4 of them in the past 18 months, and they pay big. So why not have a small position in those, buy time? Short, the smaller end of the time is the January 17th expiry date. What about Feb 21? Right? So buy some time, because I do a lot of internal homework, not just the technical stuff, internal homework on the biotech buyout stuff and some of the tech ones too, like Documentum and stuff like that, DOCU, okay, which will get bought out, because I've done some serious homework. And don't, underestimate my power of research, because that's where I came from originally in my career when I graduated out of when I came out of school in Boston, did my MBA at Babson College. Okay, so that's it. Just giving you some words of wisdom. It's paid me well, and it's done well for me. So definitely have some positions on those type of names, which don't necessarily move every day, but they're there. And all of a sudden, if they move up really fast before the buyout, fine, sell them, buy some longer strikes with longer time frames. That's the way a trader does things. All right, because I don't want to be, I've seen enough buyouts that I have had no positions in, and it kills me. Names none of us know about, especially on the biotech side. Or all of a sudden they wake up and they start running, like KRTX. We told people to buy it at 66.70, they went to 150. and we're still in it at 72. So what I'm getting at is need to have some position. You have to be in it to win it. The markets are markets. This is the market. I'm going to explain it, and but that is dependent on the macro factors, right? The markets are fine, if you ask me. Will we get 300-point drops here and there? I've told you guys in many webinars. Sue knows that. Paul knows that. Paul, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here, Frank.
Oh, okay. No, I saw on my dialog box, I saw a little cross on the microphone, so I wasn't sure. So we could get like this 2, 3, 400-point intraday volatility drops, this year-end portfolio rebalancing, and that's something I want to talk about. Okay. So what happened today? Markets were moving, they went down. I had some family business to take care about. On Friday, I said, I'm not going to be available for the last hour. So we're moving up, and boom, this happens. So people who are novice traders, I don't blame them. They're like, what? WTF? Like, whoa, what the F happened? What happened was a portfolio massive rebalancing program hit the market. This hit the market right at around 9:30, right when the market opened. Futures were up 5. So what caused this? That's when the big boys, remember, we are not the big boys. We're the small guys. We can make 6 figures. We can make seven figures on a small amount of money, but a year. But the big boys are moving billions. And the big boys, just so you know, are losing money, hand in fist. They're not losing money, but they're not beating the market. To them, it's losing money. So they're rebalancing stuff. And this is why this happened. So when this is happening, it's almost like panic. So if you're a retail emotional trader, RET trader, that we like to train and make them into real warriors so they understand the market, you'd be selling all through this. You'd be selling right here. You'd be selling right here. And then what happens? We have long tail reversals on the technicals. And this is where we are right now. Look, I cannot predict the market at the last 48 hours of 2019 and the first 48 hours of 2020. But technically speaking, I can say that we can move up at least to the downtrend line. And if you break above that, we're going to hit where we dropped from, 32.41. That's good enough for about 100 to 150 Dow points. I'll be happy with that. Individual stocks, ladies and gentlemen, let me warn you, will act individually. This is the stock market. I don't know which hedge funds and any of those services out there that they follow. They know exactly what hedge fund is selling, what stock. They're all garbage. They are. Tesla down 18. Amazon down 23. Google down 15. Apple, big money made tonight. $1.90. It was up almost $3. Reversal. Facebook down 345. Netflix down 563. Trade Desk. These are all big winners, by the way, from the past. Let me actually put the screen. So perfect. Has your screen switched, Sue, Paul?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so this is one of my screens I look at. One of my code screens. Can you see Dow Jones Industrial Average down 183?
Yes.
Okay, so you're seeing the quad screen here. This is one of my 5 screens that I trade off. stock and then the options. Can you see that? Paul, can you see that?
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful, great. So now I can explain things because, there's so much stuff happening on my 14 screens that if I ever did a webinar showing all those stuff that people would be like, what the heck? But hey, that's my life. So this was one of our biggest winners, NEO. I hope some of you guys bought it. I didn't have options. I actually saw NEO. I know NEO. I saw a headline. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Then I try to sleep for an hour and take the dogs out. Boom. And I saw NEO's like, whoa, beat the numbers. I'm like, fine. Buy a bunch of shares. I won't tell you how much I bought. I bought it at 6:45 a.m. You can do that. You can do that, right, guys? You can buy 100 shares, 1,000 shares, not 10,000. I don't think that's that much volume's there that early in the morning. But before 7 a.m., so I bought a bunch of shares at 270. Where did NEO go? It went to 5. NEO went to 5. As a trader, I'm always looking for opportunities. So by the time I took the dogs for a walk, by the time I started posting the pre-market futures and working for all of you, that's what I do. I work for you guys because my service is not for me. My trading service is for you guys to benefit. I can benefit from my own brain. So what was NEO's high? NEO is China's Tesla. Went to almost $5. And I bought it at 270. So depending on how much you bought, if you bought 1,000 shares at 270, you sold it at the high at $49 or $4,870. I didn't buy the options. Told you guys to buy it at 3 at the open. You could still make some serious money. This was the low on NEO. I'm glad that you're seeing the screen. I bought it pre-market around $2.69. $2.69. I said, screw it. That's like buying like an option. Let me buy a bunch. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Paul, Sue.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Sometimes do it just for fun. Buy 100 shares. Buy 100 shares at $2.70. That's $270. If you lose it all, that means NEO is going out of business, right? It's not. It's China's Tesla. They actually, and I haven't been following it. That's a sign of a trader who looks at something, thinks about it, and acts. They haven't produced a profit, but they are very smart. The Chinese inventor of NEO, which is the mini version of Tesla. Do you think that Tesla might even buy them, given Elon Musk's involvement with China? China loves Elon Musk. China is the frontier of clean energy. I have to say that. And NEO is a car company, is all about clean energy. So the stock was huge. So I made a whole bunch of money before the market even started. So what you do as a trader is you don't look at a gift horse in the mouth, i.e. a lottery ticket. So I sold a bunch at the open. The stock came down a little bit. So let me change my screens. Bingo. Are you guys refreshed with your screens here?
Yes.
Let me know. Because, one of my videos, the screens weren't refreshing. And I'm like talking and people are like, what? All right. Are you on the NEO and Tesla screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get the Tesla screens out. And Paul, thank you for being here. And thank you. I must thank Paul, in front of this great audience for some factual, not non-factual, not fake, but great shout outs on Stock Twits and other forums that you do. Thank you, Paul.
My pleasure.
I appreciate that, sir. I mean that, okay? Because you're factual. If I do something right, say it. And all of you should do that. If I do something right, overall I've been very right, say it. Spread the word. And it's not for me. It's for other people to make money. Because that's what we try to do. So saying all that, let's take it. Tonight we're really getting into like the trading stuff. So forget about the technicals. There's nothing about a technical when a stock goes up like this. So what time is this? This is Friday, Monday. Okay. I have no idea about NEO. Let me write this down. I mean, I know NEO well. I actually made money when they first came public. I have no idea. Everyone's on this screen, right? The NEO screen?
Yeah, we're there.
Okay. Hey, Mike, can you hear us? Mike Harrington?
Yes, I
Yes,
just
I
got
always
here.
want you to be involved, Mike. I just saw a little cross on the mic on my thing, and Mike Harrington is a good friend, and I just wanted him to involve. Okay, so let me continue. So I had no idea about NEO, and a lot of you guys have no idea about NEO. These are a serious company. They have the Chinese technology that Tesla does. Tesla's Elon Musk loves the NEO guy. Okay, so I wake up early around 5:30. So this is Monday, and I'm always crossing my fingers. Oh my God, where's the future is going to be? Can you guys hold on for 1 second? I just have to let one of my dogs out of the room. Hold on. Which Mr. Harrington knows. Hold on. Okay, back with my Logitech headset, which everyone should have one. They only cost about $26, $27. You should get it. Logitech, because that's for webinars or anything you want to hear from any of the services or on YouTube. You got to get one of these. $25, $26 on Amazon. Have to have it. Okay, so I have no idea about NEO. So I'm looking early in the morning. It's 6 in the morning, before 6. All right, and somewhere around 6:30, and I'm thinking, wow, this is. I see a headline of my TD Ameritrade app on my iPhones, because the first things I look at, just so you know how my mind works, are my two iPhones. Big screen iPhones 8 Plus and the XX Max, right? I didn't get the new one yet. And I'm just like, big headline on no, not on TD Ameritrade. I see the headline on Bloomberg. So I'm like, NEO's up like whoo. So let me take a look at it. I look at the chart. So forget the chart. This thing's moving. It's up like 30 some percent. If we had bought NEO, like where it was a couple of days ago, which I had no idea. 1 second. This is how traders do it, right? So this is Thursday, Friday. Let's go back a little bit more. The stock was all the way down at 235 on Thursday. Well, that was Thursday. What about going back a little bit more? Let's see. 1 hour. Well, I guess, oh, it was at $2. It was at $2 on Monday, 1 week ago. We had no clue. We're making a lot of money on Amazon, moving up like a monster, losing a little bit money here and there, but net, we are nailing the week. I have no idea about NEO. Neither do you. This is what I'm trying to teach traders. You have sometimes on these trades, forget the markets. You have to act on the moment. Small amount of money can get big. Today is Monday. Volume expansion, earnings come out, and they actually beat the crap out of what the shorts were thinking NEO would do. So, where does the game start? The game starts here. Wake up in the morning. I normally go for a run. Not that fat, but I'm kind of lazy. Most of my energy is spent on trading. I wish I could lose weight just trading stocks. Wouldn't that be nice? But I'm not that fat either, so it doesn't matter. So sick around this time, I say, you know what? Let me buy a couple of hundred shares. And then I put in some volume. I won't tell you how much volume I put in, as in number of shares. You can do it. I did it off my iPhones. My average cost $270. Boom! Boom! Market opens at 9:30. Right here, I sell a little bit because it went to 3.5. I'm like, wow, this is great. Then I rebuy. And this thing goes up to almost $5. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not rocket science. It is your mind. And I wasn't even talking about options till one of my great traders, Mark Bader, I'll mention him. He's a great trader. He's great. He's been with us for years, and he's good. Mark Bader says, hey, I looked at the NEO, this and this options. I wasn't even looking at the option. I said, the frigging thing is so cheap, just buy the stock. Could have bought the stock, even when I told you guys to buy it, which was around 3. It went to 5. What is 5 from 3 in percentage terms? 66%. I know. Should I start posting pre-market? Yeah, maybe I will. If you guys pay me some more money to stay awake, okay? Or maybe one of you can walk my dogs, my 3 dogs, who have to go out in the morning on the waterfront. Okay. So anyway, 66%. I'm not saying you have to sell it at 5 or 490, but you could have made a crap load of money just from the time that I told you guys to buy it, which was around 290 to here. Act to win. Okay. The reason, one of the things I want to mention to you guys, the markets are going to act very funny between now and the first week of January. Now, some of you might ask me, like, what do you mean, Frank? Well, what I mean is it's all going to be stock selective. Stock selective. Stocks that are going up on a technical basis all of a sudden just crash. Look at Amazon. Made a crap load of money on that stock. This is a 1-hour chart of Amazon. Are we, let me see what screen you're looking at. Are we on the Amazon screen right now? Yes? Yes, we are. Paul?
Yes, we are, but it's a little bit small compared to your previous screen, Frank.
Oh, because that's a vertical screen. Thanks for mentioning that. So let me just move it down. It's funny how it's small. That's a vertical screen. That's a 26-inch vertical screen, but I'm going to switch the thing. Thanks for mentioning that, Paul. Appreciate that. Helps everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So monitor change. And let me know if that is more open on your end.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir. I should work for you, Paul. Just kidding. Anyway, so this is Amazon's chart. So what happened to Amazon since I kept on telling guys to buy it? I wasn't perfect on the timing. I'll admit that. I told you guys to buy Amazon around 1740. The stock went up, went down, and boom, it exploded because they just made one comment that their holiday sales were higher. Is that the real reason why the stock went down? No. And this is another thing that I want to tell people to understand. Bear with me 1 second. I'm giving you tonight the insights of how I think. I'm not a genius. I just read the messages of, the message coming out of the market faster. I know stocks. I supported and built a beautiful family, great houses, cars, whatever you call it, based from Wall Street, understanding the dynamics of the market. And since 2010, end of 2010, 2011, I've been on my own. I write my own paychecks. So respect some of the things I say. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So let's talk about Amazon. Why was a 5,000% generated? I didn't make 5,000%. I took a whole bunch in the middle. Okay? Because I didn't know where it was going, but it exploded. You guys remember that? Some of you took advantage of that. Calls went from 1 to God knows where, 2 to God knows where. Well, I know it went to 40 or 38. I showed that on my Instagram channel. I showed that on my I showed the performance ratios on my Twitter feed. Remember, I am not a ditto trading service. I cannot show you exactly where I buy because where I buy, I dollar cost average a lot. I do not want to spoon feed people to the point that they're dependent on the opiate, on the drug of clueless aid trading. I want them to trade on their own based on the charts, based on everything that I talk about, and their own brains. I do not want just other services, subscription services one. And I'll say this openly, guys. So listen carefully. I do not want you to be drug addicted on clueless aid trading. I want you to be your own independent traders using my tools, my charts, and your own decisions and your gut feelings and your charts to make money. And I think somebody like Paul, who I've gotten to know well, understands that. We don't want welfare drug users just saying, oh, clueless aid trading sure that it's going to happen exactly. No, I am not God. There is only one God, and pray to him every night and every morning and every day. Okay? I'm just a messenger trying to show you what markets might happen. We deal with probabilities. So let's talk about Amazon. So Amazon was doing this. And I talked about on my webinars where if they broke out of a range, what would happen? So there were a couple of ranges. So let's talk about them. This, 1 second. So Amazon's bottom was 1617 back in October. Forget that. We don't remember back in October. Come on. As traders, we don't remember what happened 3 days ago. What I do remember that the stock was basing somewhere around 1740, 1750. I told you guys to buy way out calls, 1800s. Told you the range was this, which you can clearly see. Okay, it broke out of the range, almost went to that 1915 range, went to 1900. The calls went nuts, and I wish I had stunned, and I could have made lots, and I made decent. I made decent, beyond decent. I made obscene. How about that? Okay, but you could just this one trade alone, you could have capped your year and said, "Hello, goodbye, thanks, from Say Trading. I'm done for the year." You could have done that, and as traders, sometimes you should do it. We showed you Tesla, what it went. You could have just closed out your year and just played around with the house money. So what's wrong with Amazon? The stock was down 24. Nothing's wrong. This is a frigging bull flag. If it breaks well below 1819, that's when things start to get a little bit scary. Otherwise, it's just a bull flag. And what does a bull flag mean? That's what a bull flag looks like. Because the stock went like this. That 99.9% of traders missed. We didn't. We didn't jack up on it, but we had small amounts and then we rode the wave. Small, I got to write this down. And I've said this so many times and I've proven it so many times. Small gets big. Now, if you keep on missing the smalls, you'll never get big. Small gets big. You think Amazon was the only one that small got big dollars? Never. Tesla was another one. Netflix was another one. Apple was another one. Booking.com was another one. Shopify was another one. TTD was another one. Chipotle was another one. Nvidia was another one. I want you guys to wake up and rethink. I have a backlog and a running Excel spreadsheet on every one of my trades. Of course I do. Every one of my trades is in the real-time Twitter feed. MBOT, KRTX. Just giving a small example, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be involved. Small gets big. You don't need to go lump up and go crazy on one position. This, in my opinion, is a bull flag. Remember, in trading or in investing or in life, of course I could be wrong. But when I'm more right than wrong, who the heck cares? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just trying to show you the probabilities of what might happen. So given where Amazon is, a good buy point would be 1820. That's 20 points lower. If we have a weakness tomorrow, futures are up about 4 points. We're going to look at that in a second. And then boom, I still Amazon at 1950. Doesn't matter if Donald, my boy in New York, craps on Bezos, Jeff Bezos, and all that crap. That's all politics, okay? That's all politics. We talked about that in the last webinar. I'm getting texts from my other business guys. Hold on one second. And they're not traders. I'm just looking at it like, what? I'm testing them back. Walk my dogs. Okay. So here, look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, just sometimes sit back, have a nice glass of wine or a nice Balvenie, 24-year-old or something, okay? And do this, and do this. You don't need a Wall Street analyst. You don't need the gurus and stock twits and every other stock service that you follow to tell you. Sometimes you have to have patience and you have to have time. Buy strikes way out. In my opinion, we are looking at almost 2000. 1950 to 2000. In this circumstance that we're in right now with the big hedge funds and the big mutual funds rebalancing the portfolios because 90% of them, I mean that, you can Google that, have missed their marks. They have not even come close to beating the overall S&P 500, which is the benchmark, or the NDX, which is the NASDAQ benchmark. They're playing catch up. I was there years ago. I know. Okay? So that's it. That's a great stock. Now, throw in another. Let's talk about Apple. Made some serious money on it tonight when I told you guys to buy it. Does this stock look like it's really dying? I mean, come on. Oh, hello. The reversal on Apple alone on the option as options traders. I told you guys to buy it. The 290s went from $3 to $6.85. I didn't tell you guys to buy it at 3. Remember, I'm not your spoon feeding, diaper changing. If anyone ever did that for you, I mean, that's great. Maybe your mom, like, I don't know, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Okay. I told you guys to buy it at 380. It went to 685, closed at 620. That's almost a freaking double. Does this chart looks like it's going to completely collapse? I need some opinions. I'm tired of hearing my own voice. Sue, does Apple look like it is going to completely collapse based on this chart?
No.
What does it normally look like if you just looked at it and you didn't worry about everything that happened in the stock market? Where is it going?
300?
Yeah. So my simple thing is, because I'm clueless 8, remember what clueless means. You know, there's a Buddhist saying, I'm not Buddhist, okay, which says that when you're an empty vessel, you gather a lot of knowledge. Has anyone ever heard that? Paul, have you ever heard that?
No.
There's an old Buddhist saying. I read it somewhere. No, I read a lot. It says an empty vessel gathers a lot of knowledge because you can fill it up with water, with knowledge, right? So I'm clueless 8. I'm an empty vessel. I just gather knowledge big time, and I don't overthink. So what the heck do you think Apple's going? Apple's going to 300. Yes, there's going to be 300-point drops. They're going to try to piss on Trump and his phase 1 deals are going to working because the financial media is all against this bullshit. The China deal is real. Don't listen to the American media. Go read the South China Morning Post, SCMP. That's an app. Okay? China's happy. And in life, you're never really happy. You make a compromise. The Chinese billionaires know Trump, who's a multi-billionaire. They own a lot of his properties. Ever been in New York? Half of Trump Tower are owned by the Chinese billionaires. Okay? It's a done deal. So look at this chart. Like Sue said, 300. So go buy some long data calls going into the end of January to February, 300. You make a lot of money. And not even on the day trade, which was the hugest turnaround ever. Am I clear on that? Because this is one of the most clearest, beautiful charts ever. 300. We're not asking for too much. And what's going to happen? Like my iPhones all of a sudden like blow up in my hand? No, my 2 iPhones look beautiful, made in America, or components made in China, assembled in China, but American made. Am I clear on what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. There are lots of complicated charts. Throw me a stock. I just want to cover 2 or 3 stocks. Sue, Paul, and Mike, please, so I can just explain. There are a lot of complicated charts out there. They're going to just move on their own thing. So name one.
Facebook.
Of course, one of my favorites. I love Facebook, but they had a big, bad, ugly stock handle today. I don't like this candle. Does that change my overall outlook on Facebook? No. But it does tell me the stock does have potential. That's why I bought the long dated calls. Paul, don't remember, I said buy the 220s, right? So I'm not going to get that hurt because this candle is on a short term basis, no bueno. Okay? This is not good. So where is the next major support? Let's call it 202. Right there. Right there. If it breaks 202, I never short Facebook. I've done it a couple of times. I actually made money on it, maybe 40%, and 60% I've lost money. I don't short these powerhouse monsters. I know it's your favorite stock, biggest position, but I'm just showing you. So at this point, 201.79 is my point where I'm like, I either buy it or I just capitulate. So let's look at the internals. What's happening with internals on Facebook on daily? Are you guys all with me? Sue, Mike?
Yes.
Yes, because my friend Paul here knows Facebook very well, and he's somebody who has pushed me towards looking at Facebook a lot more than I normally do. So I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. Okay. Remember one thing about trading. When you have a larger position in a particular company, you watch it more, right? Exactly. That's the way it goes. I happen to be an equal opportunity watcher. I don't necessarily have a very large love affair with any particular company. So I try to spread my love across the board. In between the crazy biotechs, the crazy neos, and then the rest of the big names that people love. And I know you guys know that. Because I'll be throwing out a couple of names like Karuna Therapeutics that goes from 66 to 150 and right now, and then went to 86 and today is at 72. Right? Never. I gotta write this down. Never. Somebody fill in the blanks. Never fall in love with what? This is like that. What was that show with Alex Trebek? Like fill in the words or whatever. Come on, guys.
Looking for someone?
Sue, never fall in love with what?
I don't know.
Come on, of course you know. Sue, you're married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been married 21 years. I mean, 22 years. So never fall in love with what? With your boyfriend? I'm just joking. Okay. Never fall, never fall in. I'm just joking. Okay. Never, or your soap opera star. Never fall in love with.
This stock.
Yes, exactly. I don't care how sexy they look, how great, how much the money they make. Never fall in love with stocks. Stocks are like dates. You can date them for
What
5
do you
days,
need?
10 days, 10 years, but don't fall in love with them. But get to like them, get to know them. Okay? So remember that. All right? Never fall in love with stocks. I tell myself that all the time. Yes, you could have owned Apple at 80 and post split it's at 600. Sure, of course you fall in love with it. Of course we have a liking for certain things. Powerful stocks. Wall Street falls in love with stocks. And then all of a sudden, when they fall in love, what happens? The stock drops like 300 points. Right? Am I right? Exactly. I know I'm right because I'm ex Wall Street. Okay. The bottom line is I like Facebook a lot. 202.21. I like the fundamentals a lot. And this is why I think, and this is what Paul will love. Paul, are you still with us?
Of course.
Okay. This is why I love the internals. Forget this frigging candle. Do you see what's happening internally? There is no frigging damage whatsoever. It is up there. It is above 80 RSI, still doing its thing. And this is what I like. The MACD histogram, which is the real measure of what the big money's doing. I love it. So that's why, boom, boom. Unless it gets this high, which is past 2, right there. I'm sorry. Let me clean this up. 1 second. Oops. And Paul, you should post tonight's video to every other because a lot of people love Facebook, but they're always so scared and this and that. I don't want people to fall in love, but I'm just showing you. Unless the RSI on the MACD histogram gets to 2, you keep on buying the stock. Okay? This needs to go up there where everyone's like, oh my God, that's it. Facebook owns the world. That's when you sell it. So far, it's great. Now, on a short-term basis, we do have a sell program. Well, that's a hedge fund sell program, so I'm not going to completely give it. This is what your external looks like. I'm looking at around, what's the number I told you, Paul? Right there. 202. Just to wrap it up, 202. Worst case scenario, 199.84. I'm going to buy the heck out of it. Right there, right there, right there. Okay, those are the moving averages, all moving up nicely. Looking at the internal blood pressure of what's going on, there is no technical damage whatsoever. I could be dead wrong. The government could go after them that hard. But remember one thing, Facebook could spin off Instagram as a separate entity, and the overall release value or the separate entity value would be far higher than the valuation of the company. Do you understand what I just said? The government is always against great American companies who do great. Politics aside, they let's break up. Antitrust, they call it. Does everyone understand the word of antitrust?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the government, I hate the government getting into private business. I hate it. I don't care what government it is. I don't care if it's Donald Trump, if it's Obama, if it's Clinton, whatever. Don't mess around with American business because that's what makes America great. America is not great by a couple of guys getting completely drunk, drinking cheap beer, and waving a flag. America gets great because of American business and because of smart people. Okay? That's what, you know my slogan, right? For America. Oops. I got to put this down. I have Mr. Stephen Cruz who entered. Stephen, are you there? Okay, he probably say hi. Make America, and I know Paul agrees with me on that too. It is part of America make great again. Make America smart again. Boom! How do we make America smart again? American business. They have to configure, but that's the way it's done. Okay? Now, saying all that, let's look at another stock that I like. Let me give you let me try to think of a freaky. Oh, this is the one I like a lot. Who knows Umbrella? Sounds like a freaking disco party in New York. Okay? Buy the crap out of Umbrella. I'm telling you right now. I know the stock from way back. I've traded it probably 6 times in 3 years. And I'm telling you, this stock is going to blow up to 70. Okay? Calls are dirt cheap. It is not about your belief in a company. It's where you make the money. Because companies, the way I said, you don't fall in love with them. They don't give a crap about it because they don't even know you. You think Tim Cook knows you? You think Facebook Zuckerberg knows you? And they're all great entrepreneurs. business guys, freaking make your own fortune. And I'm still trying to do that. And I'm still doing better than most people. Ambarella, 62. We have the 62 calls. If you haven't bought it, buy it tomorrow. They cost $1.36. Buy a bunch. This is the pattern. It's called a W Dragon Bullish. Minimum 65, minimum 63. You're going to get 400% on your money. Here's the last thing that I'm going to say. Don't always think about what the market's going to be or what it's going to do. Be selective. Be selective. 30 cents call. I've shown you guys go to $4, $5. Selective. Be selective. Don't fall in love. This market is dangerous. The overall market, who's tapping their thing? Stop it. Okay. This market right now, if you look at the overall S&P 500, is actually trending down. Okay? One bad mistake by the political and economic numbers coming out, or some bad tweet coming out of Donald, like, oh, he's not happy with Chinese, this and that, we could drop 600 points fast. Be careful. Position smaller, be selective. Anyone who has any questions, direct message me on Twitter. That's all I have to say. All right, guys? There is no clear direction on a short-term level on the market. Short-term level, we can see where we can go to. There is nothing that's really broken. Hold on one second.
Don't we get that same pattern on the ES?
I can't hear you. Who are you?
Steven.
Hold on one second, Steven. Let me get the. Oh, Steven Cruz. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Don't we get the same W pattern forming right now on the hourly on the ES 500?
Let me show you something on the ES 1 hour, which is more important. And Steven, you're coming in from StockTwits?
Yes, sir.
Are you a member?
StockTwits.
I welcome you. Thank you. Thank you. And I've
Thanks for
33,000 followers on StockTwits. Freaking half the, don't take me the wrong way, half the idiots should actually follow my service to make some serious money. If you don't believe me, just ask, the few people who are there, including Paul, who is actually quite active on StockTwits. Paul, I got to tell you something. You really smack some of these guys around on StockTwits, right? I like that. I'm not saying on behalf of me, but I see you in there. I'm like, Jew, well, I like that. I like that kid,
Entertainment.
I know I know, especially late night, you smack them around. But Stephen, welcome, thank you. And Stephen, feel free to call. I know we have a toll-free number. It's on StockTwits. It's 1-800-314-1781. If you ever want to talk to me directly, please do so. And you'll be very impressed with some of the stuff. We're not in the business of the like we say in New York, the schlock marketing, like, oh, you put in some money, you're gonna make $1 million bucks. We're not into that garbage. We're into straightforward, great returns and some obscene, pornographic options returns, but we're pretty consistent. And of course, communicate with other people on StockTwits like Paul, who's there. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at, Stephen, on a short-term basis, because right now everything is short-term. Okay, because what happens at the last part of the calendar year, beyond the fiscal year that ended on October 31st for all the mutual funds, is that you're going to see a lot of rejiggering, portfolio rebalancing. That's why I kept on saying selective. You have to be quick on your trigger. Now, saying all that, I do see a pattern here. This is a massive, oh, one second. Change the color. This goes back all the way to December 19th. So it encompasses a good amount of time given the fast volatility in the market. You cannot go, I mean, I can show you the longer term chart, but this is what's going to keep you your money and make you a lot more money. You got to look back 2 weeks, not a year, because markets are going to be extremely volatile. There's going to be a lot of portfolio management, balancing business going on between now and the first week of January. So you can't make that long-term prediction. You want my long-term prediction? We're going to be freaking higher by the month of February and March. But in between, you're going to suffer a significant amount of losses if you don't manage your trades. Okay, so saying all that, December 19th, we went into a bull flag consolidation channel that I told all my traders to basically trade in. We broke out of it like a monster. We broke down in it this morning, and these are the long tail. And this is why, do it as a free trial, doesn't matter. Sign up as a gold member, I don't care. I mean, I do care. I want more members. I want more smart people. So if you were a private Twitter feed member, this is what you would see, my friend. 1 second. Where are you located, Stephen?
California.
Good. Watch this. Watch what I show my people so they can manage their trades. Okay? End of the day closing view. Complex technicals we explained tonight. Of course. These are all long tail reversals. What is a long tail reversal? Like a long tail lizard like running away from you? No. A long tail reversal is what the shorts are covering. So
Correct.
this is what it looked like at 4 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like right now above this red line. Right there. Hold on 1 second. Okay? This is what it looked like at the close. This is what it looks like right now. Somebody's going to say, oh, yeah, he's all talking gibberish. Yeah, I'll talk gibberish. That's why I make shitloads of money. Okay, that's great. Okay. Yeah, we're above the gap. What's the gap? The gap is the red line right there. There was a gap here. So we're very technical. At the same time, I explain every fundamental economic picture in the picture. We try, just so you know, Stephen, and everyone here will attest to it. Sue, Paul, Mike, and of course, all the 120 plus or whatever members we have explain to it. We try to be as unemotional as possible. It is very difficult for people. Imagine sitting at a bar and somebody explaining to you the emotional aspect of why you're feeling sad. You'd be like, what? But he's right. That's what we try to do. We try to keep the emotional aspect as much as possible out. Some people get it faster, some people get it slower, Mr. Cruz. Okay? I am an emotional, non-emotional trader when I'm trading. I'm only emotional when my wife screams at me. That's the fact. Okay? I'm almost robotic when I take my dogs out. Just kidding. All right. So that's the way I'm looking at it. The markets are going to be nutty. Futures are 4.5. I'm looking at this level where they're probably going to hit. Now, every stock that we own, are they going to follow the market? No. A couple of my biotech stocks got bought out on the day the market was down 700 points. But I do believe that given the backdrop in the market, we will still going to hit 32.45, which is good enough for almost 200 points. I believe this sudden flash crash attack, what we call attack, ambush, okay, happened this morning, at least will be retested. I believe, in my opinion, that given the fact, and let me ask you a question, Stephen, maybe you will answer your own question. Are you heavily invested in individual stocks of the market, my friend?
Currently, I am, but I'm longer term. I see a lot of bullish patterns on Facebook, and
Oh my God, I hate you. You're bullish. Oh, I want a bearish guy. No, I'm just kidding. So aside from
I feel like
Facebook,
this was
what other stocks do you like,
flush.
my friend?
Um,
I'm half kidding, but seriously, I mean, I like bearish people because they give me more energy to go long. But go ahead. So what other stocks do you like? Do you
I
like
like
Apple?
Amazon. Apple showed a very strong recovery today. Looks like
Yes,
it wants
yes.
to go to that
Very, that's a
300.
very strong recovery. And
Yeah.
let's take a look at that because I told people to buy it.
I
I
mean,
was like,
showing that in
wow.
Apple, it's kind of hard to think that the market's going to go lower,
Actually, I
showing the
did show
strength.
Apple. You see, Apple doesn't drag the market anymore. Remember, there are conflicting moves in the market. There's Boeing, right, for example, which controls the Dow. We've made a lot of money on Boeing. I keep on buying Boeing because I know 737 or not, Boeing's going higher. So I show people, and people have made a lot of money on it. Some people are like, oh my God, he told me to buy Boeing. I'm down on it 2 days. And then 5 days later, they're like, oh shit, I didn't buy Boeing. So Apple, yeah, Apple is great for techs. Apple is not just so Boeing right now to me is a beautiful. We have traded Boeing so many times. So we normally like Boeing down here, right there, or maybe if it even slips to 320, Boeing is in a band between 345 and 320. So what other stock do you like, sir? Great hearing
I like
from you.
Facebook, PayPal, um,
PayPal, man, I haven't traded.
Visa, J&J. I like all those.
I like that. So J&J and PayPal, Visa, I haven't traded for a bit. We have made a lot of money on Apple. We have traded Netflix very well. We have traded Tesla like big time. Nvidia, I like a lot, which I want to show. Because by the way, anyone, I did mention that on my Twitter feed. And by the way, Stephen, I love your comments. Do the free trial or just join us in the next day or two. And I'm going to put the number down right there. Feel free to call me because I really enjoyed your comments. 1 second, sir. I know a lot of my members they don't need to call me. They just they just DM me on Twitter. This is our toll-free number at Clueless Aid Trading. I'd be happy to answer if the answering service doesn't answer. So please, everyone can write that down. Give it to the grandmas, the grandpas who are still scared of the market, who are still scared of the United States. Call 800-314-1781. That's the biggest marketing pitch I can give. So let me show you NVIDIA. Now, what is CES, guys? I did mention that because this is big. It is starting on the first week of January. And if you can allow me, I need to just take a break for 10 seconds. 1 second, guys. What is CES?
So CES is the gaming conference that NVIDIA is really big at.
Test, test. Everyone there?
10-4.
Yeah.
So what is CES? In Las Vegas, starting in the first week of January.
It's a convention where NVIDIA shows off all their.
Not just what is CES, I asked, consumer electronic what? You're right. Not just NVIDIA, AMD, and all Ambarella, which was a great stock today. Okay? So CES is huge. And I did post that on my Twitter feed because I want educated traders. Like I said, I don't want them to have Clueless Trading. as their diaper changing nanny. All right. So the CES program, I posted this on Twitter. So always follow my internal Twitter feed because that's what's going to make you the most money. Because who makes you the most money? Me? No, yourself. The CES. Okay. Consumer Technology Association. I said it wrong, you know. Actually, my son and wife are in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, winning an award for auto design. I want to talk about that. Some of my friends know that. Okay. Yeah. And what was I doing? Supplying you guys with winning trades, sitting here. Okay. At my lovely place on the waterfront of Jersey City, while the son and wife are all out there in between billionaire Lamborghinis and Bugattis and cars that no one's ever seen with their auto design business. But God bless them. We're all working rich. Remember, we're not landed rich. We're not Dubai sheiks. Not that I don't like them. I wish I had an uncle like that. We are landed rich. We're working rich. We try to work hard to make our lives better. That is what makes us great. Okay? That's what makes America great. So, CES. So CES is starting first week in January. You don't think Nvidia is going to get some frigging show some new things? You think that's, you know, Jensen Young is that stupid? So this is the stock the way it looks right now. Okay. Worst case scenario, we're looking at 320. I don't like that, but I'm just showing you. Okay. Gonna buy the crap out of it. Internals are a different story. Internals have a beautiful. This is why the externals don't always tell you what is going on. If anyone's a price chaser all the way, they will never know what's happening underneath. We have a positive divergence right there. A positive divergence right there on the histograms. While the STOs, the MACD stochastics are bottoming. Today was one of those, like, you know, throw out the baby with the bathwater portfolio rebalancing thing. I like this stock. This stock, oops, why am I showing you Boeing and nobody corrected me? Come on, Boeing I like too. Nvidia, 1 second. Guys got to focus a little bit. The daily is nothing but a nice bull flag. Let's look at the hourly. I'm more concerned about what's going to happen in the short term. Okay? I showed you multiple charts on my Twitter feed showing you what is going on. I will be happy. I trade Nvidia in increments of 3 to 10 bucks. If somebody asks me what the heck's going to happen in the market, this is where I'm going to close the session with the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the daily. I tell myself, I don't know. I really don't know. Because there was some technical damage done today. All my charts, all these channels and everything worked out great. What I don't like is this on the daily. I do not like the full stochastics curving down like this. I do not like, I'll tell you what I do not like, I'll tell you what I like. I do not like the McClellan oscillator from going from 134 down to 28. What I do like, and this is what technical guys come in. We're like those guys, you know, like the rocket scientists of trading. Okay? What I do like is nothing really happened in the underlying belly of the market on the MACD histograms and the MACD STOs. Do you guys see anything which looks really dangerous? No. This I don't like. This I don't like. This I like. That's why I said keep position sizes moderate. Don't go nuts. Lots of year-end BS is coming through. And then I'm going to show you the short-term picture, which I am really focusing in right now. Let's start with the 4-hour. I love the 4-hour. Why do I like the 4-hour? Can somebody tell me why I love the 4-hour chart? What's happening internally? Gotta understand what I'm talking about, guys. Somebody step up, because some of you guys have been with me a little while. I've talked about this a lot. This is the 4-hour chart close. That's the first cousin to the daily. But for traders, this matters. What's happening? What's happening
Looks like
here?
the stochastics are about to turn over in a little bit.
No, the stochastics are, you're almost right, Paul. You're in the right track. Stochastics are almost like really oversold. You get it? So we might get futures are up 5 right now. Remember one thing. The only thing that's driving the market higher, Paul, which you and me have talked about before, is what? One of the main things driving the market higher. Mike knows that. Sue knows that, which I've talked about hundreds of times, because the majority are shorting the market. The big hedge funds, the Sigma 2s, and all these big hedge funds running billions of dollars, they're all shorting the market. That is what keeping the market from really collapsing, because they're short covering. Guys have to understand that. Big money is shorting the market, and they are getting killed every time the market goes higher. So the 4 hour is getting oversold. It's not fully oversold, and I like it. Now, on a short out, on a more shorter time frame, let's look at the 1 hour. Remember, you don't need to be a long-term guy to make money. You can make money on the short term too. This is getting very oversold. So what I'm telling you guys is straight out. It's getting tricky. And I've shown you enough charts, and anyone who subscribes to my service will see those exact levels that I show on the on my different platforms. You don't need to be a day trader. You want to be a swing trader? Buy the crap out of things like Bluebird Bio. Just showing you one example. Nothing wrong with the picture. Okay, the stock is in a bull flag pattern, about to be bought out. No question about it. 144, beautiful cup, little handle, at least 104, 120. Those are the things where you don't have to watch every day. If you want to play the big boys game, driving the fast Lamborghinis, then you need to know how to drive. That's called trade management. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. Mr. Cruz, call me sometime. More importantly, don't waste time. Join us. You'll see the magic of what we do. God bless you all, and wishing you all a very happy new year. I will be conducting the webinar right after New Year's on Sunday, and thank you for attending. Thank you for keeping me motivated. All right. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.